group of people trying to get you laid is what I'm feeling.
Guys, the dating game. This is what he's talking about.
There's a certain stench that a boy living at home with his parents puts off, and that's, frankly, Kevin, not attractive to the kind of big booty girls that like to get down on it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Dr. Dingman knows his stuff.
People tell me the last 3 songs that they randomly heard, and then I see movies in my head which reveal their past lives and predict their future. Every week, I'm someplace else, consulting with the business, giving private readings, or performing my intentionally hilarious psychic podcast to sold-out audiences all around the country.
Your chakra is right there.
Right here. Chakra.
You see, I put my finger on it, but I'm afraid I wouldn't get it back.
Here's the hook. At the conclusion of every single reading, I convince my clients, in any way that I can, to act out something bold to change their vibration and, therefore, their future. As the symbol of your separation from your woman, this truck, I want you to face it like you're facing a bull. Yes. You're pushing back against the darkness. That's right. Accepting the light.
He's the angel of music.
Is there a Shemazel angel?
I think there is, but he's a Jewish angel.
I'll be Shlomazel, and you can be
Shamir.
Modulate your vibration with a low, rumbling. Lower, from here. You look like a bird that's ill.
My mother's watching me have sex with my boyfriend.
Sex is to be enjoyed and not dirty unless you're paying for it or you want it to be dirty.
I'm able to predict people's future, tell you about past lives based on the last 3 songs randomly played for you by your iTunes or your Spotify.
So something that I don't specifically pick, but
correct,
it could
that's
be
what
on
random means.
What?
Dr. Dingman said, I have a feeling that your wife is going to want to open up a themed restaurant based on some very popular city.
Am I a messiah? No. My goal? To transform every life I touch by raising the vibration of planet Earth and get a few laughs. My name is Dr. Lars Dingman, and I am the iTunes Psychic.
Welcome back to Psychic Circus, everyone. This is going to be a really great episode. We got a little something special, a seance, which we've never had before. And make sure to get your calls in. And if you don't get called right away, send us a text with your name, birthday, as well as the last 3 songs you randomly heard, and we'll give you a call back. Lars, it's on you.
How you doing, everybody? Dr. Lars Dingman here, the iTunes Psychic, alongside my trusty, rusty space cowboy sidekick psychic. That's Psychic Ray L.A. How are you this evening, Ray?
I'm doing pretty good. Got my little toys vest on, right?
Yeah. Seeing you like that makes me think of a Woody.
Woody.
Yeah.
Definitely Woody. Got my space hat on. We're going to get psychic tonight, right?
We are. We have got a good show. It's just me and you tonight. Next week, we have a person who'll be talking about aliens and UFOs and how they built the pyramids. It's all wrapped together in one delicious burrito of weirdness. He'll be on the program next week, and we're going to be finding the linkage between that psychic energy and aliens. Evidently, there's quite a large nexus between those two. But tonight, it's all about your readings. We're going to do it a little differently. We had so many phone callers last week, we weren't able to get to a lot of people that wanted to be on the show. So just look at the crawl at the bottom of the screen, and you just text us at that number, 323-9000-911. Text us with your first name only. Don't need to know your last name. We need your first name, your birth date, and the last 3 songs you randomly heard. We will take those, and then we will call you on the Skype, and we'll give you a reading right here on the air. We think that's a fairer way to do it. More people will be able to get involved. Is that scroll going across the bottom of the screen right now? Great. The number is 323-9000-911. Text us your first name, your birth date, and the last 3 songs you randomly heard. And then we'll put you on the air, and we will give you a reading. I will do one, and Ray will do one. And between the two of us, I think normally it's like we're surrounding a kitten. with a bunch of different things that would surround kittens.
Absolutely.
You know, you give your version of you get to the reading one way. I get to the same information in a different fashion from a different point of view, and I think it helps make things clear for people.
Yeah, it's amazing how we bounce off the same, the reality of all the psychism together. I've actually never worked with anybody that way before.
Neither have I. I've never worked with anyone before. This is a very solitary profession, right?
Absolutely.
Right? You can't really share your psychic vision. People think you're nuts. What did your family say, Ray, the first time that you told them that you were psychic? Did they freak out, or are there other psychic people in your family?
I told my mother when we had an Easter and it's supposed to be Resurrection Sunday, whatever, and I said to my mother, I said, you know what, Grandma's not going to be here much longer. And she just looked at me like, call the priest, get an exorcism on this kid. My parents weren't conservative about stuff like that. They didn't think it was always the work of God. It was sometimes the work of, you know who, the devil. Mm-hmm. And so it was suppressed for a while, but then when I became more public about it, basically said, she's dying today. And they were like, okay. Or the dog.
Wait, and then did your grandmother die that day?
Yeah. She died that day. And was
she very, very, very ill at the time, or was it a surprise?
She was. It was a bit of a surprise for us. I mean, she was a little on the sickly side, but nothing that I thought would actually push her over to the other side. And you know, you can predict stuff. There's people out there that only predict people's deaths.
Don't invite them to the party. That would be bad.
It's not a good.
Yeah, what do you do when you get? Clearly, this happens to us all the time. We'll be doing a reading for someone, and we get some not bad information, but information about bad things potentially happening.
I say it.
I think you have to.
I don't want to live with myself if I miss the whole. If I miss everything. That's going to be difficult. And if I had one event where I went to a party, shook somebody's hand, introduced themselves to me, and I knew they were going to pass away really soon, and I didn't say anything, and they died that evening in bed.
Wow.
In a good way, though.
Died in bed in a good way? You mean they were
he was
having
happy.
sex? Or?
He was happy when he
Okay.
died.
Well, you know what? There are worse ways to go. Right? Would you vote for that or getting hit by a bus? How about that? Would you trade 5 years to go in the middle of sex, or live 5 years longer and get hit by a bus?
I would take off for the sex.
Yeah.
The good sex.
Right.
Definitely.
Because it's the last 5 years of your life. They're not going to be the most active, probably, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I've seen accidents happen before. They happen in my car. You know, you get 2 lanes ahead of you, or to the left of you, the right of you, there's going to be an accident, and you go from there. Mm-hmm. And you adjust around everything. I think the same thing, you have a natural sense of psychism that you're working with on a daily basis, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose it's natural. I mean, it's natural to me. Yeah.
I mean, you must have had it as a kid, too, I was thinking.
No, I didn't have it until, I was working. I was an audio engineer at AT&T Bell Labs, and I was up on a ladder changing a light bulb, and some power line arced. It hit me. It knocked me off my ass off the ladder down to the ground. I was in the hospital for a couple of weeks. I was unconscious for a while. And then when I came to, I was psychic.
Wow. I'm liking that.
Like a reverse Ben Franklin is what we call it.
Don't try this
which
at
is different
home,
than a reverse cowgirl. What?
Don't try this at home, right?
No, I was at work. Luckily, you get the work as a comp, but it was not pleasant at all. Although, and at first, when I came back I didn't realize that I was psychic. But then I was getting all these weird thoughts, and then stuff would happen, and I slowly put it together.
Was it a lot of thoughts all coming in at one time, or is it just one of those that you just picked up on some one thing, or was there a flood of consciousness?
Like I would see someone or something, there'd be a situation, and suddenly I would know how it was going to turn out, or I would just know. You know how you know your name?
Oh, yeah.
That's how it is for me. It's not like I figured out, like I would suddenly just know something, and then it would happen. And it happened enough of the times I got to understand that knowing feeling that was like a psychic thing coming through, if that makes sense.
You must have been good with the nurses.
Oh, yes. Matter of fact. And the candy stripers, the candy stripers, the girls that literally bring candy to sick people in hospitals. They're angels. All the healthcare workers are angels. But I give 5 stars to the candy stripers.
But how did you make the connection between the music and the psychism? I've never seen this in my entire life.
It's all vibration, right? Music is vibration. Light is vibration. Everything is vibration. These physicists, the leading physicists of the day, say that the universe, matter, is only frozen energy, basically. Everything is vibration. Everything is energy. So I was trying to think of a way for the universe. Some people say God comes to them and speaks to them in dreams, or they see visions. This is just another avenue for the universe to communicate with people, either, to pat them on the back or to tell them that they're screwing up royally to change their way of living.
Absolutely. And you have to tell people that stuff. That's the hard stuff to do.
Yeah. It's easy to say you're going to win the lottery, but the hard stuff is difficult.
Yeah. No, the hard stuff is trying to get people to change their way of thinking because the results are always the same. And so they change their thinking and they'll get better results.
What I always tell people is, if you're in a horrible situation in your life, things are going bad, you've made a lot of mistakes, you're 400 pounds overweight, you've gotten fired from whatever it happens to be, you got yourself there, which means you have the power to get yourself out into a different place.
Absolutely.
Everything that happens in your life, every part of your being, starts as an idea in your head. So have a better idea. This is what Ray is saying. Have a better, smarter idea and act on it.
Yeah, I think somehow we're co-creating this movie we're living in, and when we take direction over it and start to not be victims to it, I think that's the most important place to go.
Yes, Ray and I are in a movie, and obviously if you look at him, it's a Western. It's a Western that takes place in space. Space cowboy. Do we have any phone calls yet? Any texts? If you want to get on the line, you can text us at 323-9000-911 and text us your name, your birth date, and the last 3 songs you randomly heard. You could also give us a call if you just want to call in. The number is 833-DINGMAN. That's 833-DINGMAN. Call in. The problem is once we have one person on the line, someone else will call in, and it just rings and rings and rings. So if that happens, just wait until we hang up with the person online, and we'll get to your call when you call back. So that's 833-DINGMAN, or you can text us at 323-9000-911. Don't forget, next week, we've got a very interesting guest. I'm not going to give out his name quite yet, but he is a master of history, has a very interesting theory about how the pyramids were built.
Really?
It has to do with mana. You know what mana is, Ray?
Mana, sure.
Not the Muppets song, Mana Mana BP. This is mana. It's from the Bible, Mama.
Ah, sure, mana from heaven.
What is your understanding of what mana is?
My understanding of mana is there's something called prana and something called
Shanana.
Shanana.
So we got prana, mana, and shanana.
All working together.
Those are the 3 horsemen of the trilogy.
Those are the guys. No, mana is an energy from.
Do you remember that show, That's My Mana, from the 70s? That was a wonderful program. Urban comedy. Rerun. Is that the show Rerun was on? Rerun and Raj. That's My Mana. You kids, Google that.
Mana from heaven.
So I interrupted you. Go ahead.
That was a good one. Manana. Banana mama. That was the other one. No, manna from heaven is a celestial food that actually is supposed to keep your body alive forever and ever and ever, and we preserve ourselves in it, and that's why they live so damn long in the Bible.
Maybe then, but what our guest next week is going to explain to us is that manna was actually generated through a chemical process with water here on Earth, with salt water, and it was like a slurry, like a butter of some kind. And you would spread it on a solid object, and if you heated it, it would make the object lighter than air. And his theory is that's how the pyramids were built. Is that these giant 2 and 3 ton limestone rocks were levitated and floated to where they needed to be, and then cut and put into place.
Yeah, it makes no sense any other way, because if you if you go with the theory of the logs and the stones on that, they would crush those particular logs that they use to roll the stones. Those are tons and tons of weight.
Yeah, people don't. It's strange. That's called cognitive dissonance. No. You go to Cairo, you see these pyramids in person, and someone tells you, "Oh yeah, they were built by Israeli slaves using logs," and you go, "Oh, okay, that sounds plausible." It's not even plausible. No. You can't even see plausible from there. It's impossible. And I'm not so sure that our guest next week is right, but we'll find out. I just find it to be an interesting
I want some of
topic.
That goo, whatever it is.
Yeah. I'll tell him that Ray wants his goo. I'm sure that'll really make him want to come on the program.
That'll make the phones ring.
Yeah, it will. Our number is 833-DINGMAN if you'd like a psychic reading from myself, Dr. Lars Dingman, the iTunes Psychic, and celebrity psychic to the stars, Ray, Psychic Ray L.A. Psychic Ray. How'd you come up with that name, Psychic Ray L.A.?
You know, I was at somebody's house having a dinner, and
were you dressed as a cowboy?
No.
Just as a regular person?
My layman clothes on.
Right.
I have my clergy outfit on. No, I have some regular clothes on. And we were trying to think of the new website, which we long discussed about. And someone said, how about Psychic Ray in LA or Psychic Ray LA? And the guy's an amazing actor. And so I just, bought it, hook, line, and sinker, and said, okay, let's go Psychic Ray LA.
And then you jumped on it. You made a great website that people could visit right now, right?
In process. In process.
For those of you that have been watching our program since New Year's Eve, you realize that every week Ray says he's about to launch his website. It's in progress. It's being built. Use your psychic powers, Ray. How far into the future do you have to look until you see an actual Psychic Ray LA website?
I would say give me about 2.5 weeks and it'll be up and running.
Okay, folks, you heard that. By April 1st, Ray's website will be up and running. Psychic Ray LA. I hope, do we have it? Is it already reserved with the internet people?
Yeah.
Because if not, someone's going to do it right now.
We've got the Psychic Ray LA at yahoo.com.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yahoo,
perfect for you, you cowboy.
Mail. But we have to, you know what? I just realized I know nothing about the internet, and I have not.
I think we all realized that a long time ago, Ray. You're the last one to that party.
I have not reserved my site yet.
Oh.
I mean, it's a sad story with me and the internet.
Yeah, you know what? Screw calling in for a reading. Call in and help Ray get his website up and running, or you can get a reading. The number is 833-DINGMAN. It's toll free. Won't cost you a nickel to get 2 free psychic readings right here on the interweb. 833-DINGMAN, or you can text us your name and your birth date and the last 3 songs that you randomly heard, and we will call you back on Skype or on your phone. On your phone, we'll call you back.
Yeah, we got to get my 97-year-old mother to call here. She wants to talk to you.
Your mother is 97 years old.
Yeah, she's 97.
Do you give her psychic readings, Ray?
I give her psychic prayer. We do a lot of prayer together every night, and we do psychic work every once in a while. She'll ask a question. Now, she doesn't want to know too much.
At 97, I kind of agree with her.
Yeah. She just asked a couple of times, like, will I be able to watch TV when I go over to the other side? I said, yeah, I think so. I think there's a bigger screen over there to watch. But
that was her big metaphysical question about existence, is if she could watch TV after she dies.
On the other side.
Wow.
And her favorite shows, of course, like The Bachelor.
Bonanza, I bet she loves. Did she love Bonanza?
Yes,
yeah, that's
absolutely.
That's a 97-year-old Italian lady's. That's a sweet spot. Bonanza.
Right? Yeah. Was it Hoss and all?
Hoss and Little Joe and the Lorne Green, Paul, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Linda Evans was on that, right? No, that's the Big Valley. That's the Big Valley.
It is a Big Valley.
No, I forgot.
She was also on Dallas, I think.
Dallas.
You know what show she wasn't on?
Dynasty.
That's My Mana. She was never on that program.
Wow.
That's My Mana. Never on it.
No.
Never. Never.
What do your parents think of your psychic phenomenon? I mean, does your family accept it?
Yeah. My parents actually grew up on a yurt in Israel, and were exposed to a lot of different lifestyles early in their lives. So when I, fell off the ladder, I was already a grown man by the time this happened to me. They didn't particularly care. I don't think that they put much stock in it, but I think it's difficult for people to break older thought patterns. You're so
Absolutely.
set in your ways, you believe the world is one way, when in fact it's actually not that way very much at all.
Absolutely.
They're fine with it. I mean, what do you say? Oh, what does your son do? They go, well,
They don't.
they change the subject.
They change the subject.
Right.
Yeah. It's always that. I get the same thing. What are you doing for work? You're a what? A psychic? I go, yeah.
You should send him a picture of you in that outfit.
Definitely.
That will clear it.
What was that character's name in the toys?
You're the space cowboy, right?
Hobby. Yeehaw. We got to get a phone call coming in here from
Someone.
someone.
Yeah, we don't care who it is.
Maybe it's happening on the other side.
Well, I'm wondering if there's something wrong with our system that people are calling in and we are not getting any phone calls. The number is 833-DIGMAN. You can call on any phone number any phone that you have. 833-DIGMAN is the number. You can also text us at 323-9000-911 here in the Hilltop Studio with your name and your birth date and the last 3 songs that you randomly heard.
So what's your take on UFOs? I mean, you have this professional training behind you.
Yeah.
And so you have.
I think anyone with the temerity to think that human beings are the pinnacle of existence in this galaxy, they're delusional.
Amen.
Delusional. I think there obviously is life all over the universe.
Yeah.
All over the galaxy. The odds of there not being life are far smaller than the odds that there are life. I mean, just the sheer volume of the planets and the suns that we can see, let alone the things that we can't see. I think it's obvious. The question is, how far are they away? Why would they want to talk to us? I would think any sufficiently advanced alien civilization would think of us as ants. Like little kids play with ants and they smash ant hills. We're nothing. We can't even get off this planet. We're fighting each other all the time. It's for the universe's sake, I hope we are not the A-list.
No.
I hope we have places to go and aspire to. I think we're like a zoo. We're like going to the Everglades for other people other beings in the universe. It's a weird place. Everyone's just a little bit off, and then they go back to where they're from when their vacation's over.
It would be hard to believe that we're the most advanced civilization. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even. Yeah, there's so many things we can't do. Mostly stop fighting with each other. I think that we would have so much more progress if we could stop fighting.
The end of war altogether. I mean, there's theories that other planets have coexisted with humans on it, and they didn't blow themselves up. In fact, they moved into a higher level of frequency of light, and they actually have an existence in another dimension that we can't see because we're still functioning in 3 dimensions, and they've transcended that. They moved beyond that.
I feel like we're transcending it at all. Is the system working? Did you check? It is working? All right. Well, you know what? If you don't want any phone calls, if you don't want any psychic readings, Ray and I can do this, not on Facebook and not on YouTube. We don't have to have the cameras on to have this much fun.
We can read each other. I have never actually had a reading by you yet.
Do you listen to music, Ray, that isn't just... I mean, do any of the songs you listen to have titles?
I don't.
I'll give you a reading right now. Give me the last 3 songs that you heard.
Sure. Lady Gaga, Bad Romance. How's that?
Bad Romance.
Mama and Papa's Monday. And the last one I listened to last night was, God, I get pumped with this stuff. Is There Life on Mars? David Bowie.
Is There Life on Mars?
Yeah.
Okay, so your 3 songs are Bad Romance, Monday, and Is There Life on Mars? What I'm feeling here, Ray, is that you're trapped in a bad romance. You're trapped in like a cage. in your romantic life, and you want to break out and break free, but every day you wake up, it's Monday again. It's like Groundhog Day, the worst day of the week, and you don't know what to do to change it. And you're willing to go to another planet. You want to transcend. You want to move up. Is there life on Mars? Is there life elsewhere? Is there more to it? What's it all about, Alfie? Would be a song I would imagine that's in your lexicon. I'm seeing you as if you were like a little baby chicken inside the egg, and you're just starting to peck to make the egg break, and then you hello, you're out, and the world is much bigger and brighter. So I'm seeing a big evolution coming for you in the near future. Do you have any plans for a big life change of any kind?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. I feel like I am in an egg, and I want to pop out.
It's like your opinions never matter. I feel like you're just like you don't feel listened to. Your opinions don't matter. You stick your head out of the egg, and nothing happens.
If I give an opinion, what happens is that my little head gets shoved back in the egg. It's like you can't sometimes speak out of turn, speak out.
No.
But I think that there's some things about bad romance that definitely happen here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I see a lot of relationships as temporary, so hopefully.
Well, it's temporary until you actually get married, right? Supposedly, marriage is. It's the finality. It's saying, yes, I to say to you and to the world, I wear this ring not as a symbol of my lashing to you like a trash can or a cement block that will drag me to the bottom of life's ocean. No, we're bonded together in a system of love and life. And without that ring, you're right, every relationship is temporary and fleeting.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm idealistic, but the problem is, like you said, you can't be in a bad romance. You can change a bad romance around, I think, to a positive thing, as long as I can express my opinions, right?
Right, but if you can't express your opinions, what can you do? Right?
I could be slightly screwed. So, in one way or the other. So
talk about bad romance. If you're only getting slightly screwed, I think I'd send you to Craigslist, but they don't do that anymore.
And that Monday feeling, you're right.
Right? It's like Groundhog Day, but it's different than Friday, right? Or Taco Tuesday. Monday of the weekdays. We can all agree Monday is the one that you don't want to be. Like if you were in a play and the roles in the play were Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you'd want to be Friday or Saturday, right?
Absolutely.
If you were like a religious freak, maybe you want to be Sunday, but no. The worst actor gets to be Monday.
Absolutely.
Like the last guy picked for kickball. That's Monday.
That's true.
And you've got Monday here twice.
It's true. Like waking up the same day, not another Monday, and the relationship. Yeah, I gotta iron some things out in a relationship. I think that,
I would start with that shirt. It's a little wrinkly, right? You can't really tell because of the lighting here in the studio, but it's a little wrinkly.
I think.
Or is that you?
It could, it could be some Shar-Pei skin underneath here that's getting down in age. No, I think it's probably.
Were you ever a professional dancer, Ray?
I could have been, but I didn't choose that particular path. I didn't want to be. I thought, to be on stage, to be a dancer, to be on Rent, to be on Broadway, to be in all that stuff. I thought I knew friends and I have people that have done all that. It's a lot of work, and I don't handle the rejection well. I really don't. I have to admit, I don't. In my work, people come and they don't necessarily reject the reading, so I get an acceptance that way.
Mm-hmm.
But on Broadway, you're going through 12, 13, 14 different rejections. It's hard business.
Very hard. And a short career.
Right?
What you're 35, you're done as a dancer, even if that might even be too old for a dancer.
You get arthritic and you're out of there. And,
sure.
It's not even before that. And so, there's...
Whereas psychics, you could go on forever.
I can go into my hundreds, hopefully.
Yeah, look at the guy who was the mucho more guy.
Oh my God! What's his
Walter
name?
Mercado.
Mercado.
He was very aged once he passed over.
He was probably 300.
Yeah.
I think he remembered the pyramids at some point.
He would have manna for breakfast every day, except for Monday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got that manna thing going, along with everything else that he ate. I don't know, strange man. I never met him. Always wanted to, but the nice thing about Walter Mercado is he always gave a positive outcome to every difficult situation that a client had. That's what I appreciated about him. He did that mucho rayos. Maybe I should brand that one, right? A little bit from my...
Well, that's called stealing. If you just say what he said.
He's dead.
Well, that's true. Maybe you could say, throw in an extra mucho.
Mucho.
And then go, oh, yeah, that's right.
Like you did fada.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
We can throw some muchos in there, and then I could rebrand Walter Mercado.
I mean, that's your opinion. I honor it. I will honor your opinions, Ray.
Well, I think the thing I want to do also too is that to go through the astrology. I used to do a show called Constant Comet, and
Constant Comet,
like astrological. Just talk and rap about every single sign.
Is it still on?
Were. No, it got pulled in Santa Rosa, California.
Wow, you'd never know that from the title.
You never even know where Santa Rosa is anymore.
Right.
I thought that'd be a fun segment to put on here, to talk about what Virgos are going to have this week, or Scorpios, what's going to happen that particular way. Pisces. I mean, I do a lot of astrology, and I enjoy astrology, and what I've seen is this is a year for Sagittarius and Scorpios. And as soon as we get some phone calls, then we can start predicting some future...
You know what? I'm feeling we're not going to get any phone calls tonight, right?
There might be a possibility, a dry run.
I think we are so interesting, and our banter is so earth-shakingly important that people they don't even want to get away from just for the moment that it takes to dial their phone to miss what we're saying, because what we're saying is so valuable and wonderful and unavailable anywhere else. We're our own worst enemies, right?
We are. They can't get enough of us.
Right. If we were boring, we'd have tons of phone calls.
Absolutely. It's so true. They can't put that computer down for a second, or they're just viewing like crazy, but not want to be disturbed.
Now, if it was me, I would be interested. I would be interested to know what my future holds, what my past is about. But that's me. I've already done, I've gotten
think about what psychics charge for readings, and we're giving them away for free tonight.
Two for the price of one.
Two for the price of one. And
it's like one of our readings is the reading, and the other is the Happy Meal. And it's for you to decide which is which. I think mine would be the Happy Meal. Ray is like the Big Mac pack. And I'm the little grimace eraser that you get, or the hamburger tattoo. That's not really a tattoo. You lick it, you put it on, and it goes away.
Yeah. And I think that someone's going to call. My prediction here is someone's about ready to call, with possible names starting with a J. So let's Jackie,
wow.
John.
Wouldn't that be amazing if you were right? Yeah, well, you know what? We no one wants to call. That's fine. It's Saturday night. I got plenty of things to do. We will be back next week. Well, right. We'll just do readings for each other off the air.
What's that? I'm sorry.
We'll do readings for each other off the air. I'll dress up as a pony.
Absolutely.
You got your cowboy suit on.
We just got a text from one of our viewers. It says, "I'm in the hospital with an inflamed gallbladder and no charger for the phone. Otherwise, she would have called from Chicago."
An inflamed gallbladder.
Whoa.
And we can't call her because her phone is dying?
Her phone is dying.
What's her name? Did she give us a name?
Her name is Rose.
Rose. Okay.
Rose.
Okay.
Whoa, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I can throw some cards.
Throw some cards.
Let's see what's going on here. Rose is in pain and suffering, but around medication. Not an easy road to recovery, Rose, I gotta admit. It's something that, with the proper medicines flushing everything out, you should be okay. But I'm talking about your energy levels are dropped down to virtually nothing here. So don't listen to the doctor. Don't attempt too much. Don't do too much at home.
She's in the hospital, Ray. She's not doing anything. She's in the hospital.
She can't
And I don't want to disrespect your talent as a psychic, but when you're in the hospital, laying on your ass, telling her to listen to the doctors, that's really not, earth-shatteringly brilliant. That's not an opinion that I would pay for, that particular one.
Well, I think that Rose is...
Do some people go to the doctor in the hospital and not listen to the doctor?
Some people never come out.
Oh, all right.
I don't know.
All right. If I'm in the hospital, I'm listening to the doctors.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Hey, this is Lars and Ray. Who's this?
This is Jen.
Hello, Jen. What are the last 3 songs that you randomly heard?
Eternal Flame by the Bangles. 8675309 by Tommy Two-Tone. And All Star by Smash Mouth.
Quite a nice mix there. Eternal Flame, 8675309, and All Star. And what's your question? Help me dial it and give me one specific question you'd like to answer.
Okay.
Or a topic.
One specific question I have is, I guess it would be, I had given someone where I think a little bit of a psychic power, and I had given my father a psychic reading, and I had told him that his aunt was actually his mother, and I was hoping that you could answer a question for me between the two of you. Is that really the truth?
Okay, that's a far more interesting question than I would have assumed. Jen, let's take a look.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so you told your father that his aunt was really his mother, right?
Yep.
Am I getting that right? Okay.
That's it.
As in his real mother is somebody else, obviously a sister of the aunt, and the aunt raised him as if she was his real mother. Your songs are Eternal Flame, 8675309, and All Star. I think absolutely you're right. And here's why. Eternal Flame. What is more eternal than the love of a mother for a child? That's the definition of eternal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're on the right track. These songs are about this idea. Typically, what happens is the universe knows what's on your mind, what's troubling you, what's helping you, and offers suggestions, offers help to you. But oftentimes, we're too busy to pay attention to the messages that the universe is throwing out. So this is the universe's way of saying, A, yes, this is about maternal love, and that's the past. 3 songs. The first song is your past, second song is your present, third song is your future. 8675309, Jenny, that's you. You're at the center of this controversy because you told your father this. Obviously, he was surprised when you told him this, correct?
Yes, and he was more than happy.
Okay, good. So it was a positive thing, and that's your future. You're the all-star. You're the most valuable player in your family. You took this long-buried family secret. You were brave enough to bring it out into the open through your psychic gift, even though you realized, that could ruffle a lot of feathers. Obviously, if they've kept it secret this long, the family must have a reason. I'm sensing that it was some sort of out-of-wedlock situation, and the sister gave, for propriety's sake, let the aunt raise it as her own, but the love of the mother never went away. And you're the all-star. You've taken this injured family and you've brought them back together with your bravery and your psychic gift. That's what I see. Yeah, so I would say, yes, it is true, right?
Yeah, I think you're the heart of the family here for healing it and
revealing
the secret. You definitely, I'm sorry. I got to get your name again and your
Jen.
date of
Her
birth.
name is Jen.
Jen.
8675309, Jenny. And your birth date, Jen?
Yes, it is. Jennifer.
What is your birth date?
It's September 15th, 1981.
Nice. Well, you know what? You gave this an awful lot of thought before you did it, and then you proceeded with it. And you know, what I got here was the Ten of Hearts. The Ten of Hearts is a happy family, a family that doesn't keep secrets, and also the fact that you unburdened it from yourself, your own way of thinking. I gotta ask you, was there a Tom involved in any of this?
I'm sorry, Ray, I couldn't hear you.
Was there a Tom or a
What was
Thomas?
that?
Was there a Tom involved? Tom or Thomas?
Yeah, actually, that's my father's middle name.
Okay.
Boom.
Do you know of anyone that passed over named Tom at all, though?
Yeah, that's actually my grandfather's cousin, who my father was named after.
Okay, because the name echoes here, meaning that in the spiritual world, you did more of a celebration by revealing the truth about this whole circumstance, and everyone's applauding. Well, I would say people are applauding you on the other side for standing up, because you know what you did is very brave. A lot of people wouldn't say anything. A lot of people...
If a ghost claps its hands, does it make a noise?
What?
You say they're clapping on the other side. If a ghost claps, does it make a noise that we can hear?
Yeah, there's like this feeling of acceptance and love and you know, congratulations, job well done. You've done an amazing amount of work on yourself, and you help a lot of people out. And I think that's always been something that you wanted to do. There was a job situation behind you that you weren't very happy with, though. Can you place that?
Yes, I absolutely can, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because it says that you need to be in a working environment, not only in your family, but in an emotionally, you're an emotional person that likes the reward of positive, I want to say, not too much criticism, but just a more of a less stressful work environment and a positive energy that comes your way. Also, I have to ask you who James is?
What was that? I'm sorry, sir. I can't hear you. There's a lot of interference. Go ahead.
Who is James, he's
What did you
asking.
say?
James.
Jake?
James, like Jim, James.
Baby James.
James?
Yeah.
That's my uncle who passed.
I'm sorry?
That's her uncle who passed. Is this the uncle who is the husband of the aunt who claimed the baby?
No.
No.
James is the other side of my family.
But there's a
He's my
James
mother's
here.
brother.
There's a James here that's extending
Well, she
himself.
said she got this information psychically. Who on the other side told her? Was it James?
Well, you've got three different people over there. There's a woman that she looks like a grandmother to me. Very sweet lady. She herself was a little bit on the psychic side. Can you place her?
Yeah, I can place her. That's her son, and that is my grandmother, who I was extremely close with, and I believe she was psychic, very psychic, and they just thought she was crazy, and they didn't accept it or anything like that.
Because I see this woman over there sending thoughts and messages like speak the truth, tell the truth, say the truth. I mean, people thought she was a little loose nut. And in many ways she was, but 80% of what she said was actually right on the mark. So, the problem here is that, well, actually I don't see a problem with it. It's just that one of the things is that you're a spokesperson to resolve this conflict, because I don't think you wanted to take this to your grave, right? You wanted to let the truth be known, which is an important thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
And also there's another person. Who's Michael to you?
Michael is one of my sons, and it also is my husband's brother, who was a stillborn.
No, this one, the Michael this Michael is alive on Earth, and
okay, that's my son.
And was having problems in a relationship recently.
I don't know if he's been having problems. He's only 16, but he hasn't had a girlfriend yet.
Well, that's a problem, Jen. That's the problem.
That could be a big problem.
I don't know.
He's 16 and he hasn't even had a girlfriend yet. I would consider that a big problem.
That Michael is going to experience. I'm going to go back because it says that Michael was head over heels about somebody, but didn't quite make the finishing line. And he never quite got to the place where he wanted to be with this other person. But it does show another relationship that is coming into him this summer, because you're going to be hearing about, there's a girl that's coming in there's a 1 year age difference between the two, and she's a pretty girl. She's very pretty, and she's comes from a very sweet family, good family and all. She's got very narrow features, dark hair, brunette colored hair. I see her very clearly, and being a very positive energy for your son, because it says that Michael is going to have some fun this summer. Fun. And
He's the sweetest thing in the world.
Well, he deserves it. You know, everyone's got to come out of hiding here, and he's got something that's coming up ahead of him that's wonderful. And I see a positive energy around Michael, which is nice. He doesn't allow negative thoughts to come through him or to him. Sometimes he doesn't have the confidence he needs, but that you develop over a period of living life. You know, that's all part of it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear. I'm so happy for him. You know, he never feels like he fits in or he belongs. He doesn't know what he's going to do with his life. Unfortunately, you know, we've been trying to help him, and whatever, you know, can come to him, that'd be great, because he's got the biggest heart and the sweetest heart, and you know, whatever. I love him. He's just the best. So.
Yeah.
What a rotten time to be 16 too during this pandemic. All the cool stuff that you can do. Summers and school, that's all in the can. So unfortunately, hopefully that'll lift up this summer, and maybe that'll coincide with his renaissance with this thin-featured beauty that's ambling his way.
It's coming, man.
Thank you so much for your phone call, Jen. You can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram at iTunes Psychic, and you can follow Ray. Well, I would say, yeah, you could. Would you like to go to Ray's website?
I mean, I will definitely be a big-time follower, and I appreciate everything you've given me, and my father will be more than ecstatic to know that the aunt that he loved more than his own mother that he thought of is actually his mother. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jen. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What? How would you...
Well, you nailed it there. You got it. I mean, that's an intense secret to hold on to.
Yeah, well, I don't know how... we should have asked her how long from the time she got this psychic impression she waited until she told the kid.
Good question.
Obviously, this is, according to what she said, it's not something that she'd known all her life. But what a wild thing to come to you.
Well, I think that, you know, what I've seen on the other side, they want us to speak the truth, know the truth, and be the truth. When you leave here, you let go of your ego, thank God, and your pure spirit. So she was coaxed. She was somehow coaxed to be able to go forward and to just get that absolute truth out there and to heal the family as a result of it, too.
Yeah, what a secret. Because I'm sure there were people in the family who knew about it and just were not, we're not saying anything.
Gossip. Lots of gossip.
Right? And that's evidently well, she was born in 81, so her dad is probably, in his 60s, 70s right now. So I guess back 50 years ago, having a child out of wedlock was clearly a bigger deal socially and, morally than it is today. And obviously the family feared some sort of ostracizing.
I don't know how I'd handle if somebody told me my parents weren't my parents,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Be weird, right?
They were the neighbors.
Right, yeah. So different. It goes to the very core of who you believe you are.
Absolutely.
And I believe we are out of time for this Saturday. We thank you for calling in, Jen. Thank you for the phone call.
Thank you, Jen.
Next week, we got a UFO expert who's going to explain to us how the pyramids were made with mana. And more of your phone calls and texts. So until then, I'm Dr. Lars Dingman, the iTunes Psychic. He is Psychic Ray
at yahoo.com.
But not psychicrayla.com because that website still doesn't exist.
I'll get it one of these
You can
weeks.
go there. But is there even a sketch of a guy in a hard hat going, "We're working on it"?
Hey, I'm in California. What can I tell you? And
we gotta get a pic. This is the picture that goes on the front page of your website for sure.
This is definitely my star outfit.
And you can't see it, folks, but all he's wearing beneath the belt is chaps and cowboy boots. Big, like a turquoise cowboy boots.
That's
Just
right.
chaps.
I got myself a constellation down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. All the planets in the solar system, too. So, like I said, until next week, I will be Dr. Lars Dingman, the iTunes Psychic. He will continue to be the Space Cowboy Psychic, Ray L.A. We'll see you right here next week at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube, TikTok,